Maybe before we get started, we have a short introduction of Sasha and me.
Sure.
So, Sasha, if you could start.
For sure.
Customer first.
Good morning to everybody. I'm Sasha Gebhardt, the CIO of the Krone Group, and thank you very much for having me here today.
My name is Silke Tyson. I'm a managing director at DCON, who is the software manufacturer of Servity, an obviously enterprise service management tool. And today we would like to give you just some insights into our project, and feel very welcome to ask your questions, or maybe if you're interested in a little deeper presentation, don't hesitate to contact me and we will get connected. So let me share my presentation with you. All right, so let's get started just with a short introduction of DCON. DCON has, let me call it, has been reinvented in the last 3 to 4 years, but Servity, our product, has existed on the market as well as DCON for 30 years. So you can basically think of a like a startup software with a high innovation, but have the know-how of 30 years service management included. We at DCON put a lot of effort into our customer satisfaction, and we are very proud to say that in a external assessment, our customer satisfaction rate was to 90% on the level 5, which is the highest, and the rest of it was at the level 4 to 5. We also have a 100% net promoter score, and as I said, we basically reinvented DCON and Servity in the last 3 to 4 years, and we have a growth per year of 20%. What's our focus? Our focus is basically automation and efficiency in enterprise service management. That's what, from the beginning of Servity and DCON, was our aim for IT organizations in companies and businesses. We therefore have a big network of different companies. They are under the German Research Center for Artificial Intelligence, where we like always get ahead of the rest with our innovation, and young startups that do artificial intelligence. We also are the only Platinum PeopleCert partner with 19 certified practices, and of course we're very proud of that too. What is the focus of Servity? First of all, we focus on user experience for everyone. So not only there's a self-service portal for the end users who need to like order something or report an incident, but also the roles in the background who need to work with Servity day per day should work in an efficient way and have the same look and feel. And last but not least, of course, we focus on accessibility for everyone. We also focus on service automation with our customers, Mercedes and Daimler Truck. We have to automate many service requests and fulfill them in acceptable time. And just if you imagine for 250,000 users, you just like in a workflow, one step is not automated, then you can imagine what that means. We also focus on I think the previous talk was also a little bit on that. We focus on that you have a vision with which you can go forward into the future, but we offer you in our software the possibility that excuse me, the possibility that you can start very smart and fast. And we anticipate the threats of this time. We, of course, offer our customers a very secure platform to manage their services. Last but not least, we are European manufacturer for enterprise service management platform. That is why we focus very high on quality and are very close to our customers and put high speed on improvement in our software. Sascha.
Yeah, some words to Krone. So within the Krone Group, we have our own IT system company. It's the Krone Business Center Digital. And we are primarily in charge for the largest business units like the Krone Agriculture. It's a manufacturer of agricultural machinery, as well as the Krone Commercial Vehicle. It's one of the largest trailer manufacturers in Europe. And currently, together with Silke's team, DCON, we are implementing Servity. As one example, we want to improve the IT service quality within the Krone Group. And in addition to a proven enterprise service management system, where the human being must always be at the center of every action, we rely on people who are able to provide exceptional service with the support of this tool. And may you have recognized a vision statement here on that page. It's bits at heart and people in mind. This is our new vision statement in the Krone IT. And this is emphasizing that all the time we have the people in mind. And maybe you can switch one slide to the next slide, Silke. I like this picture a lot, especially imagine. What does it mean, imagine? For sure, we have the worst case scenario in our minds, and it's a horrible scenario. Please imagine that our customers cannot use our products because of an IT error. And however, it is much more relaxed when our customers' business runs smoothly. And because of that, we have our IT under control in the background. And I will hand over the word back to Silke, because Silke will explain now how it works with Servity.
So there's, of course, many different ways and, of course, many different definitions of artificial intelligence. But let us start with the easiest part, the recognition of trends and the recognition of patterns. So what can we do in the simplest way to predict if there's something wrong? There's, of course, using data that we have and knowledge that we have. I bet in all of your businesses, there's so much data and so much knowledge that is like the iceberg. Just a little bit of it is really used, but the rest is just lying there underneath the ocean. And what we do with Servity is using that data and using that knowledge to predict trends, to predict if something is going to happen within your IT infrastructure, and of course, to recognize patterns within the data to then decide what to do with it. And all that together can help our customers to prevent problems, fires to break out. And for the predictive maintenance and Servity, how that works, we analyze data patterns from ET system logs or other data resources, because we have a big integration framework that can basically suck in every data that's out there and to put logic on it. We utilize AI algorithms to predict failures and recommend preventive actions. And we notify responsible persons because, yeah, if we recognize there's a problem and nobody's responsible, you probably also have learned that in your past, in your businesses, then the problem is even bigger. So Servity helps both to prevent the problem by identifying also the responsible person. And obviously, the key benefits are minimizing the unplanned downtimes, extend the service life of devices and systems, increasing efficiency by reducing manual checks, and improving resource allocation by scheduling maintenance only when needed. So you just more or less put resilience in your company. The stress factor will go down in everything you do. Now, let's open up the lid and just have a deeper look into what is the future of service management when it comes to AI. There's a lot of expectations out there, and in my opinion, we need to be aware of what that means. We always have to visualize the hype cycle, some takeaway from Gartner, because they call it the peak of inflated expectations. Then when we are really excited because we think a new technology is on the market and it can solve anything within no time. And you have to always keep in mind that this is not going to happen. Innovation is always a journey. It's always a marathon, not a short run. And there's no destination, because an innovation, you always want to go forward. So you have to expect there's challenges to come. There's also setbacks to come. Like, I don't know how about you, but when I talk to my dad, who's now really old, and it's hard for him in his ages to understand that some innovation will not be successful. And he's always saying, why are they trying? Well, if you don't try, you will not win. It's always like that. So you have to keep the spirit, and you have to keep your vision, and you have to keep running this whole journey to the end, running this marathon. So from now, like putting your expectations way down, we can take them a little bit up again and talk about what we do today with our vision, with our service management. And for like reducing this hype cycle peak with too high expectations and with an end which brings us things that we don't need, we are always focusing on the actual innovation parts, but mapping them on use cases that we really need, because you will have the same problems. We only have so much resources and so much persons that work for us. Everybody has the same problem. So what we're focusing on is like solving real problems and not just running that innovation marathon. What we do is combining neural search and then in the next step, retrieval augmented generation. That's our aim for the next releases, to actually go deeper and deeper into that. And then do after that image processing, which is something we have an adapter that can include external models for artificial intelligence to process screenshots, photos, error messages, and so on. So when you try digitization of a private environment, you have the problem that your own expectation of yourself is always higher than what you can achieve. You have the problem that coming from that, a customer has always an entire service-based customer experience and expectations for that. And of course, the globalization brings us high expectations, unrestricted demand for availability, scalability, and recovery speed. We have to handle that. And now to go into the future, which will actually, in the world of artificial intelligence, probably bring the next showdown. That is that artificial intelligence can actually explain why it does what it does. And that will also help in technological ways when we don't just ask ChatGPT, what is your answer to this, but also ask, well, why? Why is that your answer? Why are you thinking that's what I should do? And this is, of course, also what we are aiming for, because we want to be ahead. So what is my takeaway I want to give from this? I want to say, be innovative, always with your customers together. As you can see, it's always important. Think ahead, be ahead of the others, and try to run that marathon, and just know that that's challenging. But use AI where it then really helps your business. And brings me back to my customer, which we always try to be close to and stay close to. And we try with our innovation and our Servity intelligence to actually address what Sascha and Krone really need.
May I will add something. So Silke, you know, we are discussing a lot in the background because of what will happen as next in relation to enterprise service management, especially about the technologies which we have available right now and all the data and information in the background. And I have a wish, yeah. So personally, I wish I have a personal assistant for all the IT things which are happening around my working day. So this is something that I wish, and it would be great if we can get this done. I know it's a huge story, and maybe I'm in the cycle or in the Gartner group curve at the top at the moment. Yes, I know, but this is what I wish. Yeah, we should use our technologies and information to find the best way for the human beings. Must be easy, keep it simple, and all the time it must be helpful.
And I really like that. This is why I asked Sascha to join us here today, because we together have a vision, but we also realize that there's steps we have to go together. But it's not fun if you don't have a vision. If you have like this dream.
Yes.
And this dream is actually what we're now like starting as a project together to bring Krone to like a higher level, and also, of course, to bring DCON and Servity to a higher level. And Ashley, I think you showing up because you want to introduce the question round.
But thank you, Silke and Sascha. It was really interesting. And for those of you who've seen the agenda for today, Sascha and Silke have flung the doors wide open to a thread of that's going to dominate most of today's presentations around AI. So the questions come up, and I suppose with AI being thrust upon us, this big shift, it feels almost immediate, right? How do your customers, in particular for Sascha, how did you feel when the discussions about AI came about? And we have a very specific question about the knowledge base. right? So in terms of the knowledge base for AI, how can the clients be assured that the data in the AI remains with them and isn't being shared with other organizations? So how do you keep that kind of security around that knowledge base used by the AI?
So your question is asking me, right?
There's two parts. So the first part is to Sasha.
Okay.
How did he feel when the discussion started around AI and this kind of this significant shift in technology and a lot of unknown, right? And this, you know, in our personal lives, a lot of people still feel uncomfortable about AI. How did he feel in the discussions when it was being introduced? And then the security question back to you, Silke.
Okay, Silke, I will start. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, AI, it's just a technology. This is how I try to explain to our people what is going on. Hey, no fear, it's just a new technology. We have to learn how we can act with that technology. At the end, it will help you, yeah, to get your things done. And it's a hype, yeah. And I believe in some years we are not talking anymore about AI.
Yeah, I like that statement. Yeah. I like that statement because actually the way we work has been changing every year. Just you've been in it and maybe didn't recognize it, but technology has always reinvented how we work, and now it's AI that's coming, and there are changes coming towards us. Yes, there's the hype cycle and the unstoppable demand, but I'm sure that the way we work will be completely different in 3 or 4 years. And what about the security? Well, you always have to look on your security, no matter what you do, no matter what technology you're using. As soon as you are deciding, am I keeping this kind of data inside of my system and my shelter? You can do that. And as soon as you say, okay, this data will help if I exchange it with AI models that also have other training data. And I think the really important thing is to take this decision actively and not to close your eyes and say, no, I want everything in my shelter, or just say, I don't care. I just give anything just to improve my efficiency. And we can help our customers by exactly lining out what is happening if you use this, what is happening if you use that, and so on. So you should always have the risk usage balancing.
Interesting. Okay, thank you. And we have about a minute left. Another question is, so would this change the metrics that you use to determine success, or do they more or less stay the same without the invent of this new technology?
That's a very good question. Yes, I think metrics will change, but first of all, we should stick to our existing metrics to prove that AI is actually helping.
Okay.
Nothing to add.
Good. Well, that's been very informative, and as I said, it's really kickstarted a thread of many of our presentations and discussions today. So Silke, Sasha, thank you very, very much.
Thank you.